Hello and welcome to our webinar. My name is Ricky and I'm a solutions architect here at Dundas Dashboard. Over the next 20 minutes or so, I'm going to be introducing you to our platform, Dundas Dashboard, in a presentation that I'm calling the Dundas Dashboard Platform Empowering Your Decisions. So what I'm going to focus on today is not so much the hows of using our platform, it's going to be the whys. So the ways that you can put this platform to good use by helping you make better, faster, more informed decisions with the information that you collect about the business that you're doing. Unfortunately, I do have to start with some technology. I need to level the playing field in terms of understanding what the platform is from a technology perspective, but I will keep it brief. So Dundas Dashboard is a web-based tool for the creation, deployment, and viewing of customized dashboards. So to understand how it works, let's talk about the way that data flows through your business and through our platform. So we're going to start with your data, so your source systems, your data warehouse, wherever you're capturing your information. We'll talk next. It'll flow through the application, in our case, Dundas Dashboard, and then finally, it's going to be presented somehow to your audience. So for data, for Dundas Dashboard, it is whatever you have now. You might have some relational sources like a SQL Server or Oracle, or your business might be leveraging SAP. You might be sticking with some flat file formats like Microsoft Excel or SharePoint lists, or you might be in the cloud already, leveraging Google Analytics or Salesforce. Our application, Dundas Dashboard, will connect directly to any of these, or all of them, or many other sources that aren't listed here. If you are collecting data somehow, there's a very good chance that Dundas will connect to it directly. So the application layer is Dundas Dashboard. Dundas Dashboard runs on a Windows web server somewhere. So either in your internet or intranet that you're running at your company, or if you've moved to the cloud, it can easily be hosted somewhere like Amazon Web Services or Rackspace or any other cloud provider. And in terms of presentation, it is through a browser. So the big four browsers there, on multiple operating systems, Windows and Macs and iPhones, iPads, Android devices, BlackBerry. It doesn't really matter. As long as it can run a modern browser, it's going to be able to connect to Dundas Dashboard and serve up your data to your audience. So the business impact of Dundas Dashboard is going to be quite large. The technology impact, our footprint, is actually very, very small. So that's what it is. Let's talk a bit about what it does, or more precisely, what it's going to enable you to do. I'm going to focus on four main areas here. So first, I'm going to talk about design and how important it is for you to select a platform that's going to let your business needs dictate your dashboard design and not the platform. From there, I'm going to talk a bit about collaboration. So there's a number of built-in tools in our platform that are going to allow your users to share information and share dashboards between themselves and keep track of their metrics even while they're not viewing their dashboards. These are very important tools that are often overlooked when just sort of examining our website, examining the dashboards. Next, I'll talk about viewing your dashboards, where and when you can view them on your desktops, on your smartphones, on your tablets, even integrating into other technologies. And then finally, I'm going to talk about something that's new for version 5 of our platform, which was released last month, which is tracking your dashboard usage. I think this is extremely important and extremely valuable, so much so that it's an entire speaking point for today's webinar. So, design. In Dundas Dashboard, your dashboards begin as a blank canvas, and there are times while I'm talking to clients that they are surprised I use this as a selling point, as a positive, as something to speak to, but it should not be surprising. Your business needs are unique. you have your own metrics. Now, eventually, almost all of us are going to be selling something, so we have financial metrics, but the how and when and why of how those dollars and cents are measured are unique to your business. Also, you have your own targets. You may be putting together a dashboard for the quarter or for the year or for the week or for a particular team. Your targets might move on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. You need to be able to control those targets independently of the data. And finally, and very importantly, you have your own audience. You're going to know your users. You're going to know your colleagues and coworkers and employees better than any software provider. So all of this really adds up to needing a dashboard platform that's going to give you complete control of your user's experience. So what I'm going to do is actually take you through the design process that we use when we put together a sample for our website. So I'd like you to imagine that your business incorporates a very busy call center, and we'd like to put together a dashboard for the manager of that call center. So the most important thing that this manager does is keeps track of her team of agents, the people on the phone. So because it's the most important thing, up in the top left corner of our dashboard, not our filters, not our navigation pane, it is the most important function of her day, her team. So each member on this team has a daily target, and we're going to put an indicator on the dashboard here so we can quickly compare the team amongst each other, see who's closest to their target, see who's falling behind and might need a talking to, through a series of gauges here. Now these gauges give us an impression of performance but not the specifics, so we'll add the specific number here at the end of the gauge. So now we're doing comparison amongst the team and we have specific values for each member. So for today, our manager is set. She knows who she needs to talk to and when to do it. So let's add in a little bit of historical performance by adding these line graphs. We call them spark lines. They're just very condensed trend information. But now we can see that, for example, our fifth agent down, Heidi, although this week has been very difficult for her over the last few weeks, she's actually been improving her performance. So maybe our manager needs to take a step back and just let her improve on her own. Excuse me. Now this is an interesting one. So each agent is fielding a small set of calls during the day, and the variation in the length of those calls is extremely interesting to our manager. So we've introduced a visual here. It's a variation on a scatter plot, so our manager can see just at a glance the length of each individual call. She might want to find out why there was a 55-minute call here and address that. And she can quickly see that, although there's a very big range, we're averaging around 20 minutes. Is she comfortable with that 20 minutes? It's up to her to decide. So I've added it here for one agent just to help you sort of understand what's going on with regard to the visualization. As kind of an advanced one, it's not something I'd use on every dashboard, but it's a good example of allowing your business needs to dictate the visual control that you use. So let's add it to every member of the team. So again, this could be a bit overwhelming at first. That's why I've sort of staggered the introduction for you. And then finally, we have a set of metrics here where the precision is important, where the manager is going to be able to look at each and every one of these numbers and know exactly, without too much context, what to do about them. And in a case where you have a set of numbers like that, I'm quite all right with including just a table on the dashboard. It takes up a lot of real estate, but again, the manager knows what to do with these numbers. She can action them very quickly. So that's the top half of our dashboard. It's focused very tightly on individual performance and on the metrics that our manager needs to get through her day as productively as possible. Along the middle of the dashboard, we're going to add a few more numbers here focused on team performance. So we're sort of taking a step back from the individual towards the team. Again, these are numbers where the manager can look at them. She's brought her own context. She can make the decisions without too much guidance in terms of a visual. We'll add a line chart here that shows performance over the time of the day. Maybe our company has noticed that performance is pretty poor at the beginning and the end of the day. Is this a staffing thing? Is this a symptom of our global client base? We won't know until we jump into it a little deeper. And then a couple bar charts here just to add to our understanding of the breakdown of why people are calling us. We'll add a couple global filters up top for picking the day and the line of business, and a very targeted filter down here for the line chart. So I've controlled each and every visual on this dashboard. I've controlled each and every pixel. This is so specifically targeted to this manager's needs. This is all just using the power of the controls and the layout of Dundas Dashboard. It's not just the controls that you get to pick, it's the look and the feel, it's the interactivity, it's the color scheme. So although this is in our Dundas Dashboard blues, your brand might be a little different. You might be bold in gold and yellows, or regal in purples and blacks, or eco-friendly in greens and browns. It doesn't really matter. You pick the colors, you pick the look and the feel, you integrate it into what you're offering right now as a business. So although you are controlling each and every pixel, you don't have to do it at the pixel level. We include over 50 different controls that you can use to visualize your metrics. So there's over 30 different charts, line charts, bar charts, area charts, etc. Many gauges, including this Orbis indicator that one of my colleagues is currently championing on our blog. The scorecards that you expect if you're coming in from Excel. The scorecards can include links, can include the conditional formatting that you're expecting. Lots of options in terms of what you're going to put on your scorecard. Getting into the more two-dimensional visuals, we have geographic maps. The product ships with maps of every country on the planet, but it is an open source format. You can add your own maps if you'd like to. More advanced visuals like the tree map I'm showing here, and for your marketing and your web people, the tag cloud. Lots and lots of options. So instead of worrying too much about does the platform have this graph or that graph, worry about what your business needs to see, and then ask us very specific questions about how we would visualize it. It's about letting your business dictate how you use the platform and not letting the platform dictate how you do business. That is the fundamental informing guideline of Dundas Dashboard. So let's talk a bit about collaboration. The platform includes a number of tools around those controls that you're going to be configuring, a number of features that are going to increase your adoption rate and aid you in some of your decision making. So these controls are typically exposed through the Dundas Dashboard toolbar. So I'm showing you this is how a dashboard would show up in your browser, and I'll add in the Dundas Dashboard toolbar up top. So again, this is the typical way that they're shared. This is not mandatory. You could hide the toolbar. You could embed these functions in the dashboard itself. Lots of options there. So let's zoom in on that toolbar. You can see there's a lot of option up top. I'm going to focus on just 4 of them for this presentation. The first one is the annotation function. So if you are familiar with Excel and comments on Excel, this system will be very familiar. It's basically allowing your users to put commentary directly on your metrics and directly on your dashboard. So going back to our call center sample, let's pretend that our dashboard has drawn the attention of our CTO. And he's very interested in this call abandon rate, the graph on the right-hand side. So much so that he's added a question to the dashboard. To dashboard users, it will appear like this in a little call-out window. And our manager can click on that call-out window and see the comment. He would like to know specifically, why is the abandon rate so high? What's going on? She has the option to click on this annotation and reply directly on the dashboard and answer the question. Her answer is, I don't know. There's a bit of a knowledge gap. We'll do some training as soon as possible. So she's answered the question. She's taken action. So it's important that this is displayed on the dashboard, because now every user can see this. They don't have to keep asking this question. They don't have to send emails. They don't have to get on the telephone. You can control who has access to these annotations, but it's if you can find a use case for this, it's a very powerful feature. So let's say that answer isn't quite satisfactory for our CTO. He needs to see that abandon rate go down. And if it goes up, he wants to know about it. He is going to put in place what we call a notification. So this is a server-based notification. This is a way to allow the Dundas Dashboard application to monitor your metrics even while the dashboard is closed. So our CTO has complete control over what this notification is going to look like. He's going to set the business rule, make sure it doesn't get any higher. He's going to set the schedule. This is a metric that's fluctuating very rapidly, so check it every 10 minutes. He can specify how often he's going to be alerted. So he'll say each and every time it happens, I want to get an email. I want to know about it. Specify his email address, and he might want to copy in the manager as well so that she knows that this has happened. So remember, this is automatic. This isn't something that he has to keep having the dashboard open. The server is going to continually monitor this metric and make sure that if a change takes place that's material to the business, the appropriate users are alerted to it. So this is something that your users can add themselves. Also, as an administrator of the system, you have control over these notifications as well. So exporting, as much as I would love to believe that your users are going to be able to access their dashboards online all day, every day, I know that's not the case. Sometimes we're going to take them away to use in a presentation or as part of marketing collateral or something we're going to send to our clients as part of an email. That's fine. Dundas Dashboard supports exporting an image of your dashboard to common file formats like PDF or PowerPoint or an image. Or alternatively, if you have some users who'd like to do some further analysis, yes, what you've presented on the dashboard is great and informative, but I'd like to do my own math on the data behind the visualization, that's fine too. They can export the data into Excel, and then from there what they do with it is basically their business. But yes, for sure, the ability to take these dashboards away from your internet browser and use them in other places. So along with the manual exporting function, there is a way to allow the Dundas Dashboard server to handle your exports for you, the same way with those notifications. You have control over what dashboards are going to be included, how often they're exported, and who they're exported to, or they could be exported to a file. So you might use this to send out weekly updates to your clients if this is a client-facing dashboard, or to your stakeholders if this is an internal-facing dashboard. You might want to create an internal report library. So create a PDF for each of your clients so that when your sales force is out visiting your clients, they have a set of dashboards that they can just hand them on a file. And then another option is if your dashboard is a snapshot in nature, like our call center, you might want to just create a library of your historical results so that you can go back and examine them. So again, server-based exporting. So there are a few other options there, and there's some other controls embedded within the platform that are around collaboration and adoption that I really encourage you to take a few minutes to examine our website and see if they hop out at you, or alternatively contact us and have a discussion. So viewing, I've shown you how to design the dashboard to your needs. I've shown you a bit about collaborating and alerting your users. Let's talk about how they're actually going to view the dashboards. Now, with just the one platform, Dundas Dashboard, you're going to be able to use your desktops, your smartphones, and your tablets. For your desktop machines, Dundas Dashboard can easily be embedded in your existing reporting portal. So an example like this, where we're running SharePoint 2013, we have a web part that slots in quite neatly. You might leverage it the way that we do on our samples gallery, which is just embedding it inside a web page. And this one's a little specific in nature, and this warrants a sometimes lengthy discussion with us about what your platform is. But if you're a software vendor, you've created an in-house application, or you're looking for an OEM relationship, it's pretty simple to embed Dundas Dashboard inside a .NET application. We are a Microsoft Certified Gold partner, so we're ready to have that discussion with you if this is your approach in terms of getting your dashboards out in front of people. So on the mobile side of things, Dundas Dashboard just runs in a browser, so you don't need to download mobile apps. Just open your browser, type in the address of the Dundas Dashboard server or however else you're serving up your dashboards, and away you go. The mobile users can access the same data, the same metrics, even the same dashboards that the desktop users are viewing. And that star there is something that is a bit of a warning. In a lot of cases, I don't recommend pointing mobile users at the exact same dashboards. We're dealing with smaller real estate. We're dealing with different interaction models. It's a lot of times just not successful. You can see on the smartphone on the bottom right-hand side, we don't have a lot of room. I've boiled it down to one specific table with the high-level metrics that are going to be informative. So although I am saying you're going to need to, or I recommend creating mobile-specific views. It's not as onerous as it sounds. The platform makes it very easy to create mobile-specific views of your data. There is another webinar in our educational series on mobile development. It includes a look at the mobile home screen, which we introduced in version 4 about a year ago, where instead of building a dashboard, we're going to build a series of tiles, each containing a specific metric that then drills down to a full dashboard. I really encourage you, if you're looking at mobile development, if you're looking at a mobile Salesforce or client base, to take a look at our mobile webinar and get a very detailed introduction to mobile dashboard viewing on Dundas Dashboard. So, tracking. We've designed dashboards. We've got our users educated on how to use the platform. We've set them up with all the links they need to get at the dashboards. Let's make sure they're doing it. Let's keep an eye on adoption through a feature that we introduced in version 5. Creating a dashboard project, it's an investment. And these usage metrics that are introduced are going to aid your decision making around your dashboard project. So track your adoption rate, encourage proactive management, make sure that manager is on the dashboard, and then plan your future development. Find out which dashboards are very popular, which ones are not, which ones might need some improvement. For your external users, keep track of which dashboards your clients are hitting. If they're all on one dashboard and not on another one, maybe this could be the subject of an email out to them or your next meeting, and determine your internal action areas. So administrators, keeping track of your networking and licensing needs. Maybe we need to invest in some more licenses as our adoption is getting close to our cap. So this is what the usage dashboard looks like in Dundas Dashboard. It's a little overwhelming at first, so I'm going to break it down a bit. At the top of the screen, we have some high-level metrics just showing our usage patterns over the last week. And how many users we've had, who our top user is, and what's the most popular dashboard. So just some high-level impressions of how often our dashboards are being accessed. In the middle of the screen now, we're getting a little more specific. Which dashboards are the most frequently visited? Which dashboards were visited more often earlier in the week and the month that are less popular? And on the right-hand side, which users are hitting our dashboard and how often? Are there users that we are expecting to be on this list that are not? Maybe we need to find out what's going on there. And down at the bottom of the screen now, this is a transitional activity report. This is something you can export to Excel, do your own math on, or build another dashboard on top of that's a little more specific to your adoption needs. Put it all together with some filters at the top for picking date ranges and projects. And we have what I believe is a very important business tool for your dashboard administrators and your business stakeholders. You know, make sure that they're seeing their investment from a usage and adoption perspective in the platform. So that's my topic list. We talked about using Dundas Dashboard for your specific design, how you can use some tools to share the information around your company, the different ways that you can view dashboards, and the ways that you can track your adoption and make informed decisions around the platform itself. If you're looking for some hands-on time with Dundas Dashboard, we have a gallery full of around 20 interactive dashboards now that are available for you to manipulate and get a feel for. If you're looking to see the mobile side of things, mobile.dundas.com is up and running. Open up your smartphone or your tablet and type in mobile.dundas.com and learn more about it there. If you are a developer or a more technical in nature and you'd like to see what the development environment looks like, head to our YouTube channel and look up this webinar, Dundas Dashboard Product Overview, for an hour-long session on opening up the development environment, dragging and dropping the controls, doing some configuration, basically how you would go about building the dashboard. And there's many other tutorials on there that might address some of your specific technical needs. Other than that, I'd just like to thank you for your time. If there are any questions, Mark, our senior consultant, will be answering them over the text over the next little while. Otherwise, thank you for your time.